Hi, my name is Beth Hiley with BoardGameGeek. We're here at Essen 2011. I'm sitting down with my very good friend, Jay Tomlinson.
Hi.
Owner of Rio Grande Games.
Well, co-owner.
A co-owner of Rio Grande Games,
that's right,
too.
That's right. There's Anna.
But I know you've kind of...
That's the camera, so I should do that.
But you brought two things here that you are releasing right now at Essen that I'm sure are going to make it over to the States very soon.
Yes, they will.
So I'm just going to let you sort of show off
my stuff.
Your stuff, yeah.
Well, people have heard about it. This is the 10th anniversary edition of Puerto Rico.
And actually, you can put that right down on the table, too.
Oh, because it's there. Okay.
Yeah. Facing you.
Facing me.
Yes, if you can read it, they can read it.
The bad news is there's nothing new. It's the same old dull, boring game.
Dull and boring.
Dull and boring, and yet award-winning for 10 years.
Right.
Right.
Actually, I'm sorry, there is one thing new I keep forgetting. For people who are just married and have no friends.
The game for
we now officially have rules for two. Of course, if you've ever been on BoardGameGeek, which I guess you all have been, you've known how to play with two people for years.
But it's nice to have it all in the box, so you don't have to have an internet connection, remember.
But it does have the base game and the two expansions that have been previously produced. So it has all of that, plus, as I said, rules for two. It has essentially the same stuff, but it's all a little different and we think nicer. All of the things that used to be barrels are now cases,
so they're a little bit bigger, a bunch of those out on the table.
But they're the same colors, so you'll at least know what to do with them. The colonists,
quite a bit bigger,
have become barrels. I'm not sure what that means, but that's what they've done. The nobles are also barrels. They're just red. And the nobles, for those who haven't seen the expansion that was part of the Alea treasure chest, that's part of the expansion. The coins are no longer die cut.
They are
metal, a nice, hard, sturdy, clunky metal.
Which are these similar to the coins that you've put in some of the Dominion expansions? Is this the same steel that you've used before?
They weren't made by the same company. This was arranged by Ravensburger Stefan at Alea, so I don't know exactly.
They still have a nice heft to them, though. They're very satisfying.
Right, they have the heft, the feel of the other ones. But although I gave him the information of where I got the ones for Dominion, I know he didn't use them. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. They have a very nice feel to them.
But printed, I'm a little rusty on my ancient coins, but probably doubloons?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. One change which might bother some people, and frankly I just discovered it when I opened the box, there are 60 of these and they're all one.
Instead of
ones and fives. So that's good or bad or whatever, but that's what it is.
Well, but you can actually form stacks of gold coins, which is, again, very satisfying.
And I'm not sure you very often have that much money. At least I never did. But, the game board is as it used to be. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to do it this way. There we go. I see you have a hidden camera I didn't know about. Well, it's not hidden. So the game board is essentially the same, except we have some nice graphics that are a little bit different, but it has the same information on it. The player boards.
Yeah, I really like the artwork on the player boards.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that's changed, is all the artwork has changed, and the artwork on this edition is done by Harold Lieske, not by Franz Vohwinkel, for those people who care or don't care, but that's what it is. As before, we have the 5 player boards, and then we have all of the die-cut pieces, except, of course, the coins, which there are no more die-cut coins. For those who can see the thickness, these are much thicker.
Yeah.
And again, all of the pieces now have some nice graphics on them.
Yeah, I was going to say the ships particularly are really impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do you have artwork of little crates and people, but the shadows of all the rigging.
Yes, yes. No, Harold did a really nice job. We've got all the different pieces. And the buildings are different one side to the other. The non-pretty side, if you want to call it that, has a fairly long description of what the building does. The pretty side, because there's a picture there and that takes up some of the room, has hopefully a somewhat understandable abbreviation of the other side. Of course, in all cases, there's a full description in the rules. But we decided to make room for the picture. We still wanted to have some information about what it did on the front, so but frankly, Stefan and I, we looked at the abbreviations and we did our best, but for some of the longer things, you really have to know what it's going to do before you
Yeah, I was
going to
say, it didn't really fit on there the first time around anyway, so.
Yeah. Trading House now shows the crates because these are crates. Not barrels.
I was going to say the roll cards are really nice new color graphics, where before they were just a brown on tan symbols, so those are definitely more fleshed out than they were before.
And you see this is the colonist ship. Colonist ships can move a little faster, so they actually have sails. Whatever. And I'll save that for last for some stupid reason. So you can just see all the different variations. But again, it's same game, same information, just prettier. And as you can see, these are much, much thicker.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact measure, but I would say about double what they were before. One of the interesting things on here, for an odd reason, is the governor. Governor has a nice picture. One of the things that I did as a special to go along with the Puerto Rico 10th anniversary is we now have a governor card in Dominion.
Which I've been staring at the box of promos, and I honestly had no idea that was sort of a nod to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, well, if you look carefully,
is this
I decided I wanted a governor as the promo card that connected the two, and then I looked at the actual picture on the governor card, and you don't see much of the governor. So I actually had to call up Harold and say, can we make a full governor? Because he didn't actually make a full governor for the Puerto Rico card. So he actually had to make that a little bit bigger. For those who can't read, and I don't know if you can, the governor gives you +1 action, and then in deference to Puerto Rico, you get to choose one of 3 things to do, but whatever you pick, everybody else gets to do a smaller version of it. So if you don't recognize that as part of, for example, what's it say? Oh yeah, no, each player gets +1 cards, but the person who plays it gets +3 cards. Or each player gains a silver, the person who plays it gets a gold, or each player may trash a card from his hand and gain a card costing exactly 1, or in the case of the player who played the card, 2 more.
Well, a couple questions on release dates. Now, obviously,
it's right here.
Yes, it's literally about 20 feet away from us.
And we're here till Sunday.
Yes, we are.
And so even if you fly from the United States, you can be here in time.
Come on, join us. But when is this going to make it over to the States?
Not exactly sure. There is a little bit of a problem with the coin. We found out rather at the last moment that this is not a legal item in the U.S.
Really?
Lead content's too high.
Huh.
Perfectly okay here in the EU, but we can't sell it U.S. So they are making a slightly different coin. It'll have the same weight. I think it's going to be a slightly different color. That'll be legal.
But definitely a delay then.
We're trying to get that. I mean, they've been working on it a couple of weeks. I think there's a good chance we'll finish it in the next few days. We certainly will have it before Christmas, hopefully before the end of November.
And what's the price point here in euros, and what will it be in dollars?
It's 65 at Essen. In euros, it'll be $99.95 or $100. Nice round number.
Well, Jay,
and I can't tell you what you're going to get it from your online retail store.
That's true. Well, Jay, thanks as always for hanging out here with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It's always nice. I get to see Jay a lot over the summer, so it's nice to be able to see him in the fall this year.
And something else that, just so people know, although these are available now only with purchase of this or a Dominion game here, they'll be available in the U.S. shortly.
As
a normal promo card.
Oh, okay.
Normal promo card. So that means they'll be available at BGG. They'll be available from local retailers who ask for them.
Fantastic.
Normal kind of thing. Nothing will be limited. They're just a little limited here. Yeah, and for those international viewers, listeners, whatever we have out there, at this time they're only available in English, but I'm already taking orders from my partners internationally, and they will be made in whatever languages
they need to be.
They want to be. They have to want it.
Well, Jay, as always, a pleasure.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the fair.
I will. Thanks very much.